Hello and welcome to the Maple Grove City Report. I'm Dave Kaiser from CCX Media along with Heidi Nelson, Maple Grove City Administrator. Welcome, Heidi.
Thank you.
It's time to talk City Council and also give you an update of what's new in the city of Maple Grove. The council meeting is from the 21st, about a half hour long. Part of this meeting, a lot of it, a third at least, was of the consent agenda. We'll get to that in a second. Again, a lot going on in the city, especially in the fall season, so we'll let you know what's coming up. So get ready to get your calendar out. Let's talk consent agenda, and there was two items that were pulled. The first item was authorization to recruit police commander, and we talked about this a little the last time we were together. So the discussion continued on. What happened at the meeting?
Yeah, so this item was originally presented on our October 7th agenda. The council asked for it to be tabled and wanted a bit more discussion. So we did that on October 14th in a work session. Had some opportunity to talk with the council about that, about kind of that police department leadership structure. And so brought this back to the agenda this evening or on the 21st. And the recommendation was to move forward with recruitment of a police commander. So this basically restructures our leadership positions for the police department. We have been 3 captains that report up to the chief, so now under this new structure it would be 2 police commanders and then a police captain that report up to the chief. So a little bit of change in structure. Those 2 commanders really oversee the big operational portions of the department, that being patrol and investigations, and so we felt that this was the structure that we needed today for the department going forward to oversee those operational divisions of the department. So you'll see us coming forward once we get through a recruitment process here for the police commander position to make those appointments.
All right, very good. And the other item from the consent agenda has to do with one of our favorites, the carp. And a few of the lakes in town need to get some of the carp out of there. And it sounds like you have a great partnership that helps on this project. Yeah,
we do. So this is for the Fish and Rice Lake Phase 2 Common Carp Fish Movement and Carp Removal Project. And the partners on this one is the Three Rivers Park District, the City of Maple Grove, and then the Elm Creek Watershed Management Commission. So our Lake Quality Commission oversees this for the City of Maple Grove, and the city allocates some dollars, but also is able to access funds from other organizations to help with these kinds of projects. And it really helps address, water quality issues for both those lakes.
All right, one other item from consent we'll talk about a little later has to do with a new position in the City of Maple Grove that we've talked about before. Let's move ahead to the public hearings. First is special assessments related to benefited land resolutions, but this really, if you break it down, deals with street projects and development over the year. Tell us why this is something that comes to the council each year.
Yeah, so this is just part of our annual process dealing with special assessments. The city utilizes the state statute 429, it's called, for special assessments. And so this is really for all of our street maintenance projects that we do throughout the summer months, and then any development projects that come forward. Those public improvements that are constructed as part of those get assessed back to those developers and property owners.
All right, so all part of that annual process. We'll get to another one that was that annual process in just a second. But next item in the council meeting on the 21st, a public hearing related to Havenwood of Maple Grove. We've talked about this a few times. Where is it located and what are the phases of development here?
Yeah, so this is the northwest corner of 101 and Bass Lake Road, just south of Lord of Life Church here. So the Havenwood project is a senior housing facility that was approved on our council agenda a few weeks ago. So this is bringing forward the street and utility project to serve that area. There will be some changes to the road alignments down there a little bit south of Lord of Life, just to make that entry point there into that area. There's the Havenwood project, and then there'd be another outlet. I think at this point they're kind of thinking along the lines of a daycare, but what we're really moving forward on now is the senior housing component.
All right, let's hop back to some annual things that have to happen before the council, and this is delinquent utilities, delinquent weed and tree certification. Tell us about this exciting item.
Yeah, again, another annual process that we go through to certify any delinquent utility bills, as well as delinquent weed and tree bills that are out there. So, on an ongoing basis, of course, we're billing folks for utilities. If those bills become delinquent, we have the opportunity to assess those back to taxes. We also, we always give people an opportunity to come in and pay those or catch up. Go on a payment plan, those kinds of things if they aren't able to keep up. With regard to the weed and tree certification, sometimes the city, because of a nuisance situation, goes out and either does a force mow or maintains landscape on a property, and so this is the billings associated with that we're just kind of doing that end of year cleanup and it gets assessed out.
All right, very
Yep.
good. So that was most of the agenda, and let's get to some of the staff reports and new things coming up. And community development, as always, very busy. So
Yes.
give us a little idea on some of the things that are coming up. First is ordinance changes.
Yeah.
We've talked about a few of these a couple times. What's coming up in the near future?
Yeah, so we've been working on kind of doing some code cleanup, some different areas that either there's been changes in state law or just in the programs and the approach that we want to take going forward. So we're working on the massage ordinance, and then as you recall, we talked about that administrative fine process. We had that work session about that earlier in October. So both of those code changes will be coming through the council in the coming weeks.
All right, community development, very busy, as was the council and Heidi with some grand openings
Yeah.
recently. The Hy-Vee is here.
It
Tell
is.
us what that was like for the grand opening
Yeah.
and what the response has been.
Yeah, it's been really great, I think. It's a really beautiful store. If you haven't had a chance to go out and see it, it's really a lovely place. And, you know, I think it's really become a community gathering place as well out there on the west side, much needed. You know, there wasn't a lot out there for, you know, bars and restaurants kind of a thing. So this, the food court is centered around, there's a bar there, there's a Starbucks coffee, beautiful seating area, and so great opportunity to meet your neighbors, you know, and lots of TVs for the Sunday football game or something. So, which sounds kind of funny going to the grocery store to watch the football game or something, but it is really a lovely gathering space, and they really did a nice job with the interior there. And then as you wander through the store, it's really lovely. Their seafood and meat areas are amazing, and then they have kind of a gift area and a home and body area and a candy shop area. The wine and spirits store is really great. So nice addition to the West Metro out there, or the west side of Maple Grove, and much needed. So if you haven't had a chance, get out to the store and take a look.
And you mentioned the West Metro, and really for a lot of shoppers, not only from Maple Grove,
Right.
but certainly from Plymouth, and even reaching out into Corcoran and some of those areas, they've had to travel away to go to a grocery store, but now that's cut maybe in half for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, so the day of the grand opening, I ran into some friends that live in Corcoran that were there, and happened to go to church with them, and they said, "This is our new grocery store. We're so excited." You know, so I think this store is really going to capture a lot of that area that you know, has had to travel quite a ways in the past.
Yeah, very exciting for people. Another grand opening that occurred was the Beehive Homes, assisted living and memory care. Where is that located, and what type of a facility is that?
Yeah, just right off of Weaver Lake Road and Fish Lake Road there, just south of Boston Scientific. It's kind of just due east of Crosswinds Church, which is a nice partnership. The pastor from Crosswinds was there and provided a blessing at the ribbon cutting, and I think they're going to do a lot of things together between the church and Beehive. And Beehive is a memory care facility, about 20 beds in that unit. They do have some room for future expansion, which they have planned, but really nice. When you walk in there, it feels very homey, very residential in scale. It's a really nice addition to the community, this needed service for residents.
Welcome to Beehive Homes. One to put on your calendar is Thursday, November 14th. Want to get a jump on your holiday shopping? The shops will be ready for you in a new look. Tell us about that excitement.
Yeah, so they're going to have a grand reopening of their, what is kind of that revised pedestrian mall area with the through street and the parking and the increased landscape and seating opportunities out there in the sidewalk area. So that'll be on the afternoon of November 14th. I know they have some celebrations planned, and there'll be more information about that, and a little reception planned as well. So afternoon of November 14th.
All right. And back to the item that was on the consent agenda that I mentioned, but we want to talk about it right here, is Economic Development Manager. You are at the point where you have offered this, and someone has accepted. Tell us about this new person.
Yeah, so Brett Engel will be joining our team in the next couple weeks here. He was currently serving with the City of Brooklyn Center, but has held a number of positions around the metro area in the area of economic development planning, and had actually served as an intern for the City of Osseo in some years gone by, so a little familiarity with the Osseo Maple Grove area. So we're really looking forward to getting Brett on board, and we congratulate him on this new opportunity.
Fantastic. And one final item from the meeting on the 21st was Public Works Engineering, and I-94 and up to Rogers has been the talk for a long time, and here's a true sign that the process is moving ahead. What happened at the meeting?
Yeah, so they awarded the contract to C.S. McCrossin for that piece of work work between Maple Grove and Rogers, so that's exciting. We'll see that continue to move forward. Just a reminder, if you're out on the corridor in the evenings, they're doing a lot of work out there on the corridor, so a lot of lane shifts, and I've seen, trucks entering, kind of quickly out there on the corridor, so really keep an eye open if you're traveling out there in the next few weeks as they continue this work before winter weather hits.
Very good.
Yep.
All right, so there's your update of the meeting from the 21st. We'll tell you about the next council meeting in just a few minutes, but let's go to some other things happening around town. And Maple Grove is always doing some fun things, so here's a fun one.
Yeah.
You met with people to talk Legos.
Yes.
Explain. Now Legos became the topic.
Yeah, first Lego League. So this is a really neat, it's part of a robotics program at the schools. So a global robotics program that includes more than 255,000 kids in 88 countries around the world, and is part of the 2019 First Lego League Challenge. The students are exploring issues that cities face, and then they're charged with developing a solution to that issue. So I think this group had met with both the city of Plymouth and then came and met with us. So the item we presented to them was walkability in the Arbor Lakes retail area, kind of in that both the retail area but residential office area. We're very walkable sort of in pockets. I think the challenge comes when you're trying to get from area to area, and the width and speed on some of our streets that connect those areas and that are really major thoroughfares to the community. So we provided them that challenge. So we met with them and gave them maps of the area and information about the various tenants and users in those buildings. And so they'll be charged with working on that over the coming weeks. And we talked about maybe having them come to a council meeting and talking about the solutions they came up with. So that's a fun thing. These are kids mainly that attend the Wayzata School District on the southwest side of Maple Grove.
Very fun. All right, so be looking for more Lego talk in the city of Maple Grove.
Yes.
Groundbreaking that occurred, and this is a project that has continued to evolve over time. Tell us about Silvercrest's latest move.
Yeah, so this is the next phase for Silver Creek on Main, and so this is for 75 independent living apartments, so they're kind of extending on that north side of the project, the northeast corner. They'll take off from there and come and then come a little bit south, and of course this is the one that sits kind of between the existing Silver Creek on Main and the Applewood Point project there. So they do have another phase off into the future that would be more of a long-term care facility, but this is that 75 unit expansion. Wonderful opportunity to get in the building when we were there for this groundbreaking. They're pretty much full in that building, which is kind of amazing, and got to interact with some of the residents that live there, and I think they all really enjoy it. So again, another great senior housing opportunity in Maple Grove.
Watch for the construction happening. All right, time of the year where the streets need to be swept and leaves are falling everywhere right now, and you've got some ways to help out with both of those.
Yeah, so we're out doing street sweeping, so we just remind residents, as they're cleaning up their yards, make sure those things aren't getting in the gutters. We're picking those things up and getting them off the street, because that stuff goes right down the storm drain. And then also the yard waste site is open until the end of November, so November 30, drop-off is free for visitors. You just have to have your ID with you, and then there's information on our website about their hours of operation.
And people have found out about it once again this year, because I was up in that area on Sunday and I could not believe the lines both directions that were waiting to turn into the yard waste drop-off site. So even on a Sunday, so that might be a tip for people. If you go Sunday like after church, you might want to avoid that time, because people know that that's a great place to stop. And it's not just Maple Grove, correct?
No.
This is other cities involved in it too. So a lot of people take advantage of this great resource in Maple Grove.
Yeah, we do serve that facility, and we don't own it. It's owned by a private entity that we contract with, but they do serve a number of other cities up here in the Northwest area.
All right, so check that website, find out when they're doing things. Lights On program. This is something that people might want to know a little bit more about, and it's a way the city can help people out. What is Lights On? Yeah, so Lights On program is kind of an innovative program that works cooperatively between the police department and local business, and provides for replacement headlight or other car bulb that is out. So it provides, if the police pick somebody up, and that's something they can pick somebody up for, is a headlight being out. It provides a voucher, and that they can go get that cost, or the cost is covered of getting that light bulb replaced. So it's really kind of a tool to encourage people to get out and get those things fixed, and
provide for better safety on our roads when all of those different lights on a vehicle are working.
And this time of the year, of course, perfect, because now it's getting to that point where
Yes.
you drive to work and it's dark, and you drive home and it can be dark almost. So perfect time of the year. Again, look to the police department site to find out more about that. Events coming up. Let's talk about a few. Fall Festival on Main Street.
Yep.
When is this and where is it happening?
Yeah, so 10 to 2 this Saturday, October 26th, and this is sponsored by the Arbor Lakes Business Association. It's the Fall Festival on Main Street. Events include trick-or-treating, costume contest, and more. Attendees are encouraged to bring a non-perishable food or personal care item because they'll be collecting them for Cross up and down Main Street. But 10 to 2 this Saturday, October 26th.
Excellent, and we'll get to the pool in just a second here, but let's talk about some other events coming up. If you like to ice skate, here's your chance to do the scary skate.
Yes.
What is that?
So Friday, November 1st from 7:15 to 8:45. Free admission for skaters in costume, $2 for those without. There's music and chance to win prizes, other things, and then I think they have some special music and entertainment going on as well.
Excellent.
So great opportunity to get out and get your skates on as we start the winter months.
Parents will be happy. Another use of that Halloween costume for another day. You can use it and get some advantage out of that. Home Improvement and Design Expo. This is something marked down on your calendar for Saturday, November 2nd. Where is that held and what might go on there?
Yeah, this is at the Maple Grove Community Center, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Has a number of vendors there, experts about home improvement and design, handy tips, and see some of the latest products and services. There is a $6 admission fee for this one, so this one is not free, but lots of great opportunities. Expoguys.com for more details on that one.
All right, and again, that's at the Community Center.
Yep.
Speaking of the Community Center, let's talk pools. If people still are thinking swimming, you are getting ready to help them out.
Yes, the pools opened again this past week, so that was great. As you know, we embarked on a project to replace some of the flooring in the family changing areas in the locker rooms, and ended up being more of a project than we anticipated. We're dealing with an aging facility, and so as we go in to do projects to spiff things up a bit, we sometimes run into bigger issues than we anticipated. So that one kept the pools closed longer than we had wanted or anticipated. So now they're back open, but just of note, the family changing rooms are not available until the week of October 28th. So we have about another week's worth of work there, and then they'll be back open to the public.
Very good.
Yep.
And talking about the Community Center, this is an annual event that happens, a membership sale. And so tell us a little bit about some of the things a membership gets you in on and why this is an important time for people to step out and do this.
Yeah, so November 1 through 10 is our community membership sale time. You enjoy 15% off the regular rates, and then when purchased online, can save another $10. Great. And so there's 3 options. You can do a all building membership, you can do the pool only, and then you can just do pickleball. So information's available at communitycenter.org about all the details.
All right, so great time of the year to get in on that as people look to do some more activities inside. A couple other events that are going on here in early November. Veterans Day ceremony. This should be very nice.
Yeah, so this is kind of exciting. The first year with our new Veterans Memorial located over at Central Park. The Osseo Maple Grove Legion and Beyond the Yellow Ribbon program will be offering or holding a Veterans Memorial ceremony Monday, November 11th, which is Veterans Day at 1 p.m. To honor all the veterans who have served and sacrificed. So gathering over, it's kind of in the southwest corner of Central Park there if you're going along Lakeview Drive, and there's some parking available to the north there and some parking lots. So we encourage everybody to come out on Monday, November 11th at 1 p.m.
Yeah, please do try to get out to that event. And finally, we want to mention the market, and as we are recording this, it is happening, but for the last time outside. So tell us about the change of seasons here and what the inside market will offer.
Yeah, so this is our last outdoor market today, 3 to 6 p.m. This is the day where the kids can come in costume and do their trick-or-treating, and it is a lovely day outside. It's a little brisk, but at least the sun's shining and it's not raining, so that's good. We will move inside on Thursday, November 7th, and then they're changing it up a little bit to do one right before Thanksgiving on Tuesday, November 26th, and we'll have all kinds of things there, for your Thanksgiving family gatherings that might occur later in that week, and so that's a fun one to do right before the Thanksgiving holiday. Our indoor hours are 3 to 6 p.m., and that's kind of in that gathering space right outside the Maple Maze inside the community center.
All right, and go to the website to find out all the items that are there now as it transitions a little with the season as well. Heidi, thank you very much for the information. Again, We filled up your October and November right here on this report with things going on in Maple Grove. Let's leave you with the next council meeting date in case you're interested. It is on Monday, November 4th, 7:30 at the Government Center. You see the phone number at the bottom of the screen, maplegrovemn.gov for all that information of some of the events and things that we've talked about throughout the program. And again, viewer response line 763-533-1710 if you have questions or comments for Heidi. For Heidi Nelson, I'm Dave Kaiser. Thanks for joining us on the Maple Grove City Report.